Hey everybody, welcome to my new weekly series called Saturday Spotlight. In this series, every Saturday I'm going to put out a video taking a deep dive into a subject. Like this week's going to be the nickel normal defense. Some weeks I might do players, different formations, stuff like that, taking a deeper dive into it. I'm by far no expert, but I do use this defense myself, and I'd like to just show you a little bit. If you don't already use it, potentially you might try this defense out. The nickel normal, this is in the Giants playbook, and I know it's in a few other books, but I'm not exactly sure which ones. But you'll see here you got the Tampa 2, which everybody likes to run, at least part of the time. You got some decent blitzes. You got the cover 2 man, which is much more effective in Madden 19 this year. Cover 2 drop, decent play if you adjust it right. Cover 3 sky, it's a good one to play with underneath coverage. If you're getting torched over the middle with the little short routes, I tend to find this defense fairly effective against that. You got your cover 1s, which can be very good plays to use if adjusted correctly, which just depends on how you want to run your defense. Cover 9, show 2, I really like this defense. You can adjust it many different ways to get it to be effective against the run and the pass. What do you like to do? What I like to do with that is set my corners on man coverage, but don't press them. Maybe back the one off or whatever. If it's pressing, then you take any of the plays in this formation. I like to mess around with my defensive ends and put them in coverage or hard flats or whatever to help coverage. Coverage 6 invert, I love this defense. Again, set your corners to man. Take your defensive ends and play with them in different coverages, or set them directly on a man coverage with the halfback, which will make them attack the halfback much faster if it's a run, because the computer tends to run a lot against nickels, I've noticed. Your online competition, you know the routine. Most of them will run the same plays repeatedly. You can adjust this formation to stop the run and the pass, depending on whatever they're doing against you. We'll start with the cover 6. I'll just show a few of these. I just mainly want to point out this defense. I think it's underrated. It's my favorite defense to use in both solos and online. We'll do it against a random play. What I like to do here, I'll check and look and see if they have an inside slot receiver. I will take and man every one of my corners up on receivers. I'll take X, man him up on triangle, take the outside corner on O, square on square, spread my linebackers. Now here's where I tend to adjust differently. I will take my square defensive end, my right end, and man him up on that outside tight end. And I will take user control of the left outside linebacker over here, basically to the weak side, and my responsibility will be the center of the field right here. So I come down if it's a run, or I'll cover the center, if it's a pass or slant route or whatever. Mainly my main objective is to slow down any slant routes or whatever. You're not going to be able to cover them completely with the linebacker a lot of times, because you'll want to break off onto something else or a deep route. And what I'll do with my left defensive end, I will man them directly up on the halfback, so if they kind of do a counter play, he will not be fooled on that play. Now we'll get down here and let it rip and see how it looks. You never know what the computer's going to run against you in practice mode. So there, that wasn't too bad of a coverage. Anyway, you get the gist of the cover 6 invert. Basically, you just adjust to the inside receivers and man up on the outside. You don't want to press on that, because a lot of times you can get burned over the top even if you got a decent cornerback. Now another one I want to show you is the cover 9. You also have a regular cover 6 in this formation too, which I like a lot, and the cover 4s. You set your corners on the outside on man coverages and mess around with your defensive ends. Very effective. And you got the cover 2, cover 3 hard flats in here, which are good plays. Everybody uses them. Good blitzes. The Tampa 2, I already told you about that. The cover 3 sky. Where in the hell did my cover 9 go? I know it's in here somewhere, unless I'm losing my mind. Probably passed it 4 times. Oh, there it is. Cover 9 show 2. Basically the same thing here. We'll do a random play. We do have a 4 wide receiver set, or spread out tight end. 3 wide receivers spread out tight end. So I will take, and I know sometimes it's hard to do all these adjustments, but I will take and man up every defensive back. The safety here, sometimes you man them up on the tight end if you want, or you can leave them in a zone. I'll probably leave him in a zone. I'll man up the other outside corner, and then I will man up the left outside linebacker on the tight end, and then I will use this center here. Now on this one, on the defensive ends, what I would like to do normally is take one or the other defensive end. In this case, I would take the left defensive end, since the running back that's the strong side of the running back set off to, and I'll cover the running back. The other one I'll just leave in the rush or stop the run. Now my responsibility again is right here, like on most defenses, which you've seen a million times in a million videos, but so you know what I'm talking about. But to make this defensive effective, you got to cover a lot of ground with your user. So you hope you get a good block shed, which I've found nickel normal to give you a lot of better block sheds than a lot of plays do. So you cover the center and hope everyone does their jobs. You got everybody cut down. That should have been a pick, but you get the point. Everybody was covered on that play. You can make all those adjustments rather quickly. It's basically 5 adjustments, and once you get the muscle memory down on that, you can do it very quickly. All my outsides are covered. Inside linebacker, I got this area. Now my running back don't exist in the backfield, so I'll leave my defensive ends alone. Sometimes I will put one out on a flat. We could take this right in to help cover the inside tight end on this play. We'll put him manned on the tight end and see how we go here. Pretty much guarantee this is going to be a pass play or a quarterback scramble. That pretty much locked things down again. Really effective defense. You just tinker around with it and figure out the way you like to set it. I think you'll find it to be quite effective. It's really pretty much a good deep dive into the normal nickel. I mean, you can tell. Let's look at the blitz. One more play here, the nickel blitz. What I like to do here, we'll go random again. With this nickel blitz here, I like to, I'm not sure what the hell he's doing that for. See, here we got an inside tight end on this formation, and our corner is going to blitz, and we got no one left there to cover him. So what I'll do is take him out of the blitz, the L1, and I'll cover the inside tight end on a man formation. To hit L2, spread my whole defense out so I'm not getting burnt on a quick play. I will use the middle, leave my defensive ends alone in this one, and let everything rock right there. And see, this is an unusual coverage. They got a good play out of that one, but we had things locked down. We weren't going to get beat deep. This is more of a bend don't break type defense. This one here, we got our everything set to the right, strong side to the right, so I want to take that defensive end, man them up on the halfback, take my corners, man them up on the outside, and then back them off. I'm responsible for this area. That's a lot of area, so we'll set the X linebacker, the left outside linebacker, in a middle read, so he covers the middle, and then we'll cover this back half here. This is spread out. We're spread out pretty good. We could get beat pretty decently on this play, especially if they run it. But that's why we set our D end on directly on the halfback. See, everything's locked down except for the outside play, which we probably should have put the defensive end in a hard read on that play to help shut that down. But you do it one way or the other, whether you think they're going to run it or pass it. You just set it up how you want. I'm not doing this to tell you what defense is the greatest or how to work the defense in particular. I'm just showing you the different ways you can use a defense. It's pretty much up to you to fit it to your style. But take a good look at the nickel normal if you haven't already. It's a very good defense. I appreciate you guys watching this week. Next week I'll probably take a deep dive into the I formation, which I love that formation to use it in competition or whatever. So I'll take a look at that. I'll try to do a little bit more in depth than I did with this one. I had to kind of rush this a little bit because I was busy this morning and I didn't get a chance to work on it yesterday. But I really appreciate everyone watching. Please consider hitting the sub button. Doesn't cost you anything to sub. If you don't like my videos, you don't have to watch them, but I would really appreciate if you sub and give me a chance. Give me some feedback on what I could do to improve or other videos you'd like to see. Just let me know your comments and thoughts. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Have a great day.